everyone. Welcome back to Casting Cares with Khadija. I hope that you've had a wonderful, blessed week. So we're going to get right into it. Today's message is called Cast Your Bad Apples. And I'm pretty sure by now we've all heard the proverb, one bad apple spoils a bunch. Well, guess what? I found out that that's actually true. Well, if you knew that, kudos to you, and that's wonderful. I guess I'm late, right? So anyway, for those who don't know, and I'm going to share with you that one bad apple actually does spoil a bunch. So I found out that there's this natural plant hormone that forces the ripening of fruit. Now, if you put one apple with, let's say, one ripened apple with a bunch of apples that are not ripe, the ethylene starts to kind of like transfer or emit to the other apples, okay? And it causes them to ripen as well. Sometimes it can become too concentrated and over-ripen the apples, eventually causing them to rot. Okay, so there goes your little fun fact for the day. Anyway, so the saying also holds true for people. The point of this whole video, in a nutshell, is just to talk about how important it is to surround yourselves with people that are positive. Making sure that you're not around people that give off negative vibes or into causing trouble or just doing things that are not of God. And if you find yourself around people that are negative, it can rub off on you. You know, I remember being around this one lady that I worked for. Well, I didn't work for her, but I worked with her. And it was very difficult because she had a very negative attitude. And sometimes I could be pretty negative myself. So I don't really like to be around people that have an overly negative attitude. I don't think it's good. It's not good to have a negative attitude at all, but I'm being honest, and sometimes my mind gets unfortunately flooded with a lot of negative thoughts. So what I like to do is surround myself with positivity. And one person that I like to listen to for that positive vibe is Joel Osteen. He makes you feel very, very high on life. Joel Osteen. Anyway, so people like that. You need to surround yourself with people, especially if you know that you're someone who your mind kind of wanders and you're a worrywart and you kind of just think the worst. You need to be around positive people. So anyway, working with this woman was weighing me down because I was the one who was always trying to be positive, and every little positive thing that I said, she hit me right back with something negative. And guess what happened? It became draining. So you really have to be careful of who you're around. Anyway, it also even says in the Bible that bad company corrupts good morals. Let me give you the actual scripture. It's 1 Corinthians 15:33, and it says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character," or good morals. So if you're around people and let's say you've never cursed a day in your life, and now you're on a job where there's people cursing up a storm, guess what? It's eventually going to rub on you, and you're probably going to start cursing up a storm. It's the truth. Also, let's say that you've never been a cigarette smoker and people on your job smoke cigarettes all day long. That's all you're around. Guess what? You're probably going to start smoking cigarettes unless you have this very strong willpower. And that is what it sometimes takes in order to be in certain working environments. You have to have a strong willpower. You have to be someone that will not fall for anything because you stand for something. Okay, so we're going to move on to let me see, Proverbs 22:24 through 25, which says, "Do not make friends with a hot-headed, tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered, or you may learn their ways and get yourself ensnared." Now, that's the NIV version. And like I always tell you guys, I love comparing different versions. So I'm going to go into the NLT version, and it says, "Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul." So the NIV said, you'll learn their ways and get yourself ensnared. Okay, so basically it's all about that rubbing off factor, that ethylene gas. When you're around people that you possibly shouldn't be around, it could have a negative effect on how your destiny is shaped. You know, you could be prolonging things for yourself. It's not a good path to travel. Okay, so anyway, so when you hang around people that are positive and they can teach you things, you know, you could really get ahead in life. You can get where you need to be faster. You don't have to be sidetracked. You know, you just got that. It's just eye on the prize type of situation. So on a positive note, we already seen what would happen if you were surrounded yourself with people that's in a negative environment. We see it corrupts your good morals, that you can turn and learn their ways, and you can endanger your own soul and start to do what they do and conform to their ways, right? But we have to be strong enough to transform, right? We don't conform to the ways of the world, but we transform by the renewing of our mind, right? And that's an everyday process. And this is what happens when you surround yourself with the positive people in your life, okay? It's Proverbs 27:17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So you get around people that have something to offer you, you have something to offer them, and boom, iron sharpening iron, right? My last one that I'm going to share with you is Proverbs 13:20. It says, walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. There you go, guys. So that was pretty quick, right? Anyway, so that was my message for today. Cast your bad apples. Do not surround yourself with people that are not good for your lives, people that can cause you to stumble. Remember what it says in the Bible. If your right arm or left arm causes you to stumble, then guess what? You need to cut it off. So basically, I don't actually have that scripture with me. Matter of fact, hold on, I will get that for you 1 second. Matthew 5:30. It says, if your right hand causes you to stumble, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. Okay, so not to take that literally, but there may be some bad people in your life. I don't want to call people bad, but maybe some negative influences in your life that you may need to cut off. Some people are not good for you, whether they're family or friends. You may love them, but you need to love them from afar and not arm's length, afar, way over that way. Okay, and even for yourself, if you have some bad habits that you need to get rid of, that's how we spiritually cut those things away. Okay, so I really hope that this message found you well. I hope that you walk away feeling enlightened, refreshed, and that you go with a new positive vibe and a new outlook, and that you're getting ready to cut off the parts of the rotten fruit, not the parts of the rotten fruit. Throw the whole rotten fruit away before it messes up the rest, okay? Thank you so much for joining me again here on Casting Cares with Khadijah. Until next time, cast your cares on God because He cares for you. May the peace of Christ rule in your heart.